Welcome back. We have breaking news to tell you about. The ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is now in place. As part of this negotiated deal, 33 of the remaining 98 hostages taken on October 7th, 2023 are expected to be released over the next several weeks. With the first 3 female hostages released today, that's expected in just a matter of hours, really in an hour. Now, among those that have desperately been waiting for this moment, the families of the hostages taken by Hamas. But for some, this hostage and ceasefire deal has come too late. 23-year-old Israeli-American Hersh Goldberg was murdered by Hamas in August. Hersh's mother, Rachel Goldberg-Polin, joining us this morning. Rachel, it's good to see you again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
The ceasefire is in effect. It almost fell apart in the final hours. First, I want to ask how you're doing, and then ask about the roller coaster of events and what it's felt like for you.
Well, I happen to have that flu that everybody in the world seems to have right now. But aside from that, honestly, I woke up this morning and I felt tremendous relief. I am a mother who is going to be processing the loss of her only son for the rest of my life. But I am so relieved for these families. I am so glad that Emily and Doron and Romi's families are getting their loved ones back. And I am just praying that all 64 remaining hostages, because in this first phase, I'm even getting ahead of myself. We're supposed to have 33 hostages released in this first phase. As we used to say, you don't count your hostages until you're hugging them. So until these young women are home today with their families in the hospital getting the help that they need, we can't count them as being home yet. I particularly have my eye on Kfir Bibas, who, as you mentioned, Kfir is the youngest hostage. He was stolen when he was 9 months old. Yesterday was his 2nd birthday. Until Kfir is home and well, we can't count that. But remember that in this first phase, it's only negotiated for 33 hostages. We still have 64 who will be there. And we cannot be celebrating until every single one is home and until this deal is complete.
Rachel, to that point, can you tell our viewers about the number 471 that you're wearing?
Yes. This is the number of days since 251 cherished human souls were stolen on October 7, 2023. They are now, the remaining hostages comprise 23 different nationalities. They are Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists. And I started to wear the number because so many people would ask me during interviews, just on the street, randomly, how many days has it been? And I decided very early on, this is going to be my identity until every single one of these hostages comes home. It means every single day I have to change the tape, the masking tape, to create accountability for this massive human failure on behalf of the people who cannot speak out, and those are the hostages themselves. So today, finally, on day 471, we are starting some movement to get these people home. And I would add, to get relief for the innocent Gazan civilians who have been suffering horribly also since October 7th, since the Hamas massacre.
Rachel, it's been 5 months since your son Hersh was brutally executed. I can tell you this newsroom mourned with you. There's no doubt the world mourned with you. You have continued to fight for the remaining hostages. Is this deal enough, in your opinion?
Well, if this deal gets every single person home, it is enough. If this deal even saves one life, according to Jewish tradition and actually to Islamic tradition, one life is one universe. So if we can save one universe, 3 universes, 33 universes, that's wonderful. But we have an obligation, a moral, ethical obligation to save 98 universes. We need all of them home. And we also need to help rebuild and recover everyone who is innocent in Gaza, who has gone through also horrible suffering.
What do you want to see happen now?
Well, I'd like to see this executed properly. I'd like both sides to stay the course on the ceasefire that has been signed and agreed to. I'd like for President-elect Trump to stand by his strong convictions that certainly are the reason that this is happening right now. This is not arbitrary timing. And the Biden team that has worked very hard, who gets an A for effort, for them to also stay the course and to work in collaboration with President-elect Trump's team so that this can really roll out the way that it should, and this nightmare for everyone in the region can be alleviated.
Hersh's body was recovered just months ago in Gaza. What is your message to officials that have failed to move fast enough on a deal that could have freed him earlier?
I mean, it's obviously heartbreaking to play the what if game. Hersh's name, Carmel's name, Eden's name, Alex's name. These are 4 young, beautiful people who were all on this list. This list of people who are being released starting today, those 4 people were on that list back in June. This deal could have happened back in the summer, and Hersh and 3 of the people who he was executed with would have been released. But I don't think anymore that it's healthy nor helpful to dwell on that. That was not the destiny for our 6 families of the beautiful 6 who were tortured, starved, and murdered in that lightless, airless tunnel. That wasn't meant to be. So I don't think that it is fruitful to be focusing on that, especially today. I think we should be looking ahead. I truly believe there is light ahead, and we all need to be looking toward the light.
I do want to end with this. What do you want people to remember about Hersh? I'm looking at his videos and his pictures again. Just tell me what you want us to remember about your son.
I mean, Hersh was a happy-go-lucky, positive, wide-eyed lover of listening, small-egoed, curious, beautiful young man who was just like at the peak of when you look at a flower that's about to open up. He was just at that beautiful place. And I hope that his memory will serve as a blessing and as motivation to do and be better. We have a lot of improvement as human beings who've been endowed with such intellect and insight. I think in Hersh's memory, we should be trying, and the memory of, remember, it's, Hersh was killed with 5 other beautiful young people. We've lost many hostages who went into Gaza alive, who were killed while in captivity. We know for sure that number is right around 30, a little bit higher. We've lost hundreds of soldiers who've been fighting to free them. Thousands of people in the region have suffered horribly and died. And I think in memory of all of those people, we need to do and be better.
Well, I certainly know where Hersh got it from. I hope you get over your cold. Today is a day of celebration, but of course, remembrance. Thank you again, Rachel Goldberg-Polin.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, always, anytime.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.